Welcome to part 3 of the honey cocktails saga. I've done a 3-part mini-series on honey cocktails. The first one, I went into the usual suspects, the bee's knees, the gold rush, etc. And then number 2, I went into some more recent, not modern classics, but more modern cocktails, specifically ones from the milk and honey and the Attaboy family. If you're not familiar, two bars that have opened up multiple bars in different locations throughout the world that kind of kick-started the cocktail renaissance. So I highly recommend checking out that video. I'll link to that in the description below. So that's part 2 of the honey series. Excellent cocktails. Not saying that these are any less excellent. Anyways, they're all excellent cocktails, but cocktails from those bars specifically, you know they're gonna be good. Honey syrup, 3 parts honey to 1 part water. As simple as that. Easy to make, makes for great drinks. Let's get into it. Let's start with the island of Martinique, created by Don the Beachcomber back in 1948. Now this is could be seen as, well, it is a riff on a daiquiri, but it's instead of 3 ingredients, it's 5. There's a lot of substitutions. The only thing that stays true is the lime juice, but yeah, it's a more floral / spiced version of the daiquiri. Stick with me. Now, the honey that I'm using as well is an orange blossom honey, so it's got more of a floral note. I mean, most honeys have a floral note, but that one in particular has an orange blossom note. So, anyways, I'm using a VSOP rum agricole, so an aged rum agricole, which is made from sugarcane juice, a little bit more grassy, a little bit more vegetal compared to a rum that's made from molasses. So 1.5 ounces, 45 ml of a gold / aged rum agricole. Half an ounce, 15 ml of falernum, which is going to add like lime zest, clove, nutmeg, those kind of spices and notes. 3/4 of an ounce, 22.5 ml of fresh lime juice. Half an ounce, 15 ml of honey syrup. And 1 dash of aromatic bitters. I'm using Angostura. I'll triple it because of the dasher bottle that I'm using. Plenty of ice and shake. Then double strain into a chilled coupe. And leave it ungarnished. I must say I do like the color of this with the addition of, like, first of all, the aged rum agricole, the honey syrup, but specifically the aromatic bitters, adds that kind of honeyed color to it. So it looks like it's got honey in it. Oh, wow. There you have the island of Martinique. And for those who don't know, rum agricole is from the island of Martinique, hence the name. Cheers. Oh, off to a cracking start. That is, how is this not more well known than what it is? Maybe it is. Maybe I just don't know about it. Really zesty. You get some of those spices, both from the falernum and the bitters. Really nice honey note on the nose. I mean, it is a bit of a stretch from a daiquiri, changing from a light rum to an agricole, changing from a plain sweetener to a honey syrup. You're adding bitters, you're adding falernum. There's all these different additions and substitutions, but it's a fantastic riff on a daiquiri. Make sure you try it. I've been meaning to share this recipe with you for quite some time, but I thought I'd run out of Amaro Nonino, an absolutely delicious Amaro, which, let's throw a splash in the glass. Every time I make a drink with this, I always have to pour myself a little tipple just to revisit. It's really like, out of all the Amaros, it's probably, it's delicate, it's rich, it's complex, but it's an approachable, it's kind of, some of those words were like conflicting, but it's just a really nice sipping Amaro. Quite a few like sweeter notes like vanilla, toffee, but some spice in there as well. Yes, anyways, I was going on tangents. I thought I didn't have any Amaro and Nino, so this cocktail has been on my list for a while. It's the Disgruntled Bee by Carl Busch, fellow YouTuber, and I just happened to find that I had a little bit left. So let's get onto the cocktail. Disgruntled Bee, a riff on the bee's knees. Fairly easy riff, very simple variation on the original cocktail, which is the type of cocktail that I love. So it's a gin-based cocktail, the bee's knees, gin, honey, lemon juice. The key difference is we're splitting the base between the gin and the Amaro and Nino, so it's going to add some more spice, complexity, sweetness as well. I'm excited, if you can't tell. So 1 ounce, 30 ml of your favorite dry gin, threefold dry gin. So most of our gins are contemporary. For example, we do threefold aromatic gin, which is grapefruit, rosemary, lavender as the 3 heroes, but there's 11 botanical total. Whereas this is our first more traditional dry style gin, where you have typical London dry botanicals, juniper, coriander, citrus, but then you've also got like grains of paradise and some other spices in there. So a dry gin in a 700 ml bottle, as opposed to our 500s, great for mixing drinks, great for classic cocktails. Amaro and Nino, 1 ounce, 30 ml, and then 3/4 ounce, 22.5 ml of both honey syrup and lemon juice. Been looking forward to this one for a while. Come on, more ice. Strained into a chilled coupe, or a Nicanor in my case. So I've done a poll on what are the most popular gin cocktails, and I'm still getting results at the moment, but the bee's knees is definitely up there. So I'm excited to try this one. Simple garnish, a skewered lemon peel. Cheers, Carl. That's a winner. It's good. I mean, it's a no-brainer. Like, well, I say it's a no-brainer. It hasn't been created before, but pairing Amaro and Nino, like a less bitter, softer Amaro, something that's sippable, easy, into a bee's knees, 100% makes sense. But I'm glad you were the one that created it, Carl. It's fantastic. It's still delicate. It's floral, honeyed, juniper. This will definitely go on my rotation. Cheers, Carl. Let's make the Shoemaker from Felix Allsop from the Everleigh, a bar in Melbourne that he created back in 2018. Shoemaker, a bit of a funny play on words because, well, this is essentially a riff on a cobbler. Cobbler being someone that works on shoes. Cobbler, classic cocktail from a couple of 100 years ago, which was, at the time when it was prevalent, it was like crazy. Everyone was drinking cobblers. And I assume the name was, it was called a cobbler because it was named after the ice, cobbles of ice, small pieces, pebble ice. That's what it was named, I believe. Anyways, also a low ABV cocktail. I don't necessarily like low ABV drinks for the sake of being low ABV. If it happens to be ABV but it's full of flavor, then fantastic. And I think this is going to be one of them, purely because I love cobblers. Sherry cobblers are the best, essentially. So 2 ounces, 60 ml of Fino sherry. Now you get that nutty characteristic to a Fino. I was considering using a Manzanilla, which is like made in the same style of a Fino, but it's regional to an area in Spain. But the Manzanilla is lighter. It's got more of a mineral, like salty kind of characteristic to it. Whereas the Fino has that nuttiness. Otherwise, you could try using an alternate sherry, of course. Just make sure it's a dry sherry. Then 3/4 ounce, 22.5 ml of honey syrup, 1/2 ounce, 15 ml of lime juice, and 2 dashes of orange bitters. So therefore I'm going to triple it because of this dasher bottle. This is a blend of Regan's bitters, which is more spice driven, and V Brothers, which is sweeter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Fino is only, it's like a wine, so it's only 15%. It's really low. So If you shake it on ice, it's going to add dilution, and then you're going to serve it over table ice, it's going to add more dilution. So it's going to be really light. So the recipe just calls for dry shaking. So it's going to combine the ingredients, it's going to aerate it without adding additional water. So start by 3/4 filling the glass, transfer over the top, and then top it up with more ice. And make sure you use a Surfside Sips from surfsidesips.com. Use the coupon code STB20 for 20% off. These straws, I swear by them. I've mentioned them 50 times over the last couple of years because I stand by them. They're great straws. Garnish with a orange slice and a sprig of mint. Now the combination of Fino Sherry, given that nutty characteristic, that dryness that it has, with honey, oh, makes sense. And then honey with orange bitters. I love a cobbler, and I know I'm going to love this. I hope so. Yeah, it works, it's so good. I mean, typically the cobbler has like a lot less of the sweetener and the sour component, traditionally, I believe. But when I like to make them, I like to increase it, like this drink. And it's richer, it's more of a sweet sour component in the cocktail, rather than just being all sherry or all spirit. This is like fantastic. And as I said, I don't believe it's a low ABV drink for the sake of it. It's just a really tasty drink that happens to be low ABV. So 2 ounces of sherry, it's only 15%, very, very low. Less than a shot of tequila. Now I've still got 2 to go, but I dare say this is probably going to be my favorite. This is the Finding Rose by Lucinda Sterling from Seabourn Bar in Brooklyn, and it was created back in 2019. The recipe calls for cognac. I'm using this particular cognac, A, because it's good, B, because it's the only cognac I have on my shelf. 2 ounces, 60 ml of cognac, 3/4 ounce, 22.5 ml of freshly pressed lemon juice, 1/2 ounce, 15 ml of passion fruit syrup. I'm using Liber & Co. I swear by these syrups. And for fellow Australians that are watching, I apologize, currently not available in Australia, but hopefully soon. 1/2 ounce, 15 ml of honey syrup, and then shake. Now, with a lot of the other honey cocktails that I've done so far, I'm always thinking like, that's an obvious combination of flavors. But this one, personally, I'd never think to mix cognac with passion fruit. So let's give it a crack. Double strain into a Nicanora glass. That Liber & Co passion fruit syrup gives it this really awesome color. And then to finish it off, a spritz of rose water. Hence the name, Finding Rose. I want to spray more. It's got a delicate floral nose to it. Cognac and passion fruit. Who would have thought? Cognac, passion fruit, honey, like this drink is really well balanced, and you get every single, it's like easy to detect all the different flavors, like the cognac, the honey, the lemon juice, passion fruit, all of them can be differentiated. Like I'm not that good at tasting drinks if I didn't know the ingredients, but knowing them, yeah, they're all decipherable. Nothing's hidden, nothing's too subtle. Cognac is quite nice and warming. And then you've got the other really bright ingredients like the acidic lemon juice and the passion fruit. So they work together quite nicely. All right, let's round out this honey cocktails series with a bee's kiss. A simple cocktail, but it makes sense. It's 3 ingredients. That's the type of cocktail I love. And I have learnt that I absolutely love honey cocktails because every single honey cocktail in this series I've thoroughly enjoyed. So if you want to, check out the links in the description and you can go watch part 1 and part 2 if you haven't already. Otherwise, let's finish it off with a bang and make more of a dessert style cocktail. Kind of makes sense. So this is a blend the ultimate Mai Tai blend of rums. So the recipe does call for an aged rum, just one, but I've got this bottle here from a Mai Tai I made a while ago. So to me, I thought I'd make this. It blended 4 different rums. It's got Smith and from memory. It's got Smith and Cross, Appleton Estate. I can't remember which bottling in particular. OFT, like Plantation OFTD, which is an overproof rum that sits at 69%. And I can't remember the last rum, but the average percentage is 50%. It's a really funky, full flavored mix of rums. So you might want to use something a little bit more delicate. If you do want to find out the actual blend of this, then I'll link to the original video of the Mai Tai blend. But the recipe is 2 ounces, 60 ml of rum, aged rum, any rum that you like to use. 3/4 of an ounce, 22.5 ml of cream, heavy cream, and 3/4 of an ounce, 22.5 ml of honey syrup. That's it, 3 ingredients, nice and simple. Plenty of ice in the tin. Give it a nice hard shake. If you've watched the entire series, I would absolutely love to hear what your favorite honey cocktail is. Let me know in the comments below which honey cocktail was your fave. There you have the Bee's Kiss with a blend of 4 different rums, quite flavorful, quite potent, heavy cream and honey. That is incredibly rich. Because of the strength of the rums, it could almost do with a little bit more honey syrup. It would work better that way, I feel. If you used a single rum that was an aged rum, something a little bit softer, something that didn't have like Plantation OFTD, which is at 69%, then this would probably work better. Still works very well. You can still taste the rumminess of it, but perhaps use a different rum. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this honey cocktail series. Let me know in the comments below what series you would like to see in the future. Cheers.